Than
Hi, I'm Lauren Francesca.
And I'm Brad Grunberg, and this is How to Start with Wow. Do we have a character today, Lauren? I've been wanting this guy on for centuries. Show number 93, my good buddy, my pal, what a mensch, Roger Rose. Hi, Roger.
Hey.
See what I mean?
How many jokes? Hey, I'm not going to do them. All right.
Yeah. That's so
all right.
Wow. And I just had to, we were talking before, Brad, but Roger's sound is amazing. This is not a brand deal. What kind of microphone do you have? Ooh.
Oh, it floats in the air. Ooh.
That's a nice one.
I got the really nice one here, and it's also doubles as an adult toy. This is the Sennheiser
PG-13.
Yeah, well, I didn't say anything dirty, and you just tonight on so yeah, you're in my studio, my sound studio right now. Well, you're not. You're in the other room, but you know what I mean.
Lauren, I've told you about Roger a lot, and I'm so glad. Yes, I told you about him. Finally, I got him. I got to buy him some cabbage soup. And a half of turkey sandwich. And
wow,
that's all it took. And I said,
where did you take it?
Uncle Bernie's in Encino.
Uncle Bernie's
halfway.
We walked in like this. It's the old Albert Brooks joke. I have sex 4 times a day. I have 3 meals a day. I work out every day, yet I'm not happy, and that's because I'm in prison.
Oh no, God!
That's an Albert Brooks joke. I get credit where credit is due.
I like that. So you started off great, Raj. Thanks.
Thank you. Can I tell you where I met Mr. Warmth?
Yes.
I'm not where I met him. Where my favorite story about him that I was telling you off camera. So we're at this place called what was that? The one that Woody Allen had in Annie Hall. The sun. It was that hippy dippy vegetarian place. You picked it, Brad, on Sunset Boulevard years ago.
Oh.
The source.
And, oh, yes.
And so we're sitting there, and Brad, he's always looking, and over in the corner is Fabio, the model. And this was at the height of Fabio-ness.
Oh, this is great.
So he goes, "You got to take a picture of me and Fabio." Okay. And Fabio's just sitting there by himself, eating a meal, whatever. So Brad goes up to him, "Oh, Fabio, I'm your biggest fan." And he goes, "Oh, thank you very much. Can I take a picture of you?" "Sure, okay." So I have the camera. Fabio stands up, all muscular and everything. Brad whips off his shirt, has nothing on, and puts his arm around Fabio. Fabio's like,
remember, I asked him to take off his shirt.
You did.
To take off his shirt, and he almost did.
He almost did. Well, it was, he had a shirt that was open to here anyway. Yeah, but that was so
my
funny.
Christmas card.
I gotta see this picture, Brad. I wish we had it up on the screen right now. You should have sent
Lauren, if I can find it. Yeah.
The best part of it is that it's like Fabio's like, what the heck's going on?
And by the way, I go to my newsstand for 30 years, the same place, and all of a sudden I walk up, he was there, and I give them one of my holiday cards, and he looks up, he goes, "Oh, that's me." I go, "Fabio, I'm sorry." He goes, "Oh, I love it. Do more of that. It's great promotion for him." What a nice guy. And
my favorite of yours was the Telly Savalas, which you wouldn't know who that is.
We had a lot of. I did a lot of holiday cards, Lauren.
What was it? Something in lollipops? Would you call it?
It was "Who Loves You, Baby."
Yeah, that was a TV star in the '80s, and he grabbed that guy. It was very funny.
I was doing a warm up, and he was there, and I took a picture of him right away. Oh my God, Telly Savalas, Kojak! I had to do it.
Yeah.
And now I got a picture with Roger Rose, Lauren. It's unbelievable.
I'm trying to figure out. Let me see cinema layout. I have a way to see this. Hold on.
You do?
So we can just show the audience. I'm trying to figure out how to show the audience Fabio because it's just too good.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's a great one. Yeah.
And the photojournalism of the quality of picture that I did.
Let me see if I can find it. It's right.
Oh wait, no. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Wait.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah. It's. I posted it on my my IG. It's somewhere there. You'll find it.
God, I haven't seen this in a million years.
You guys.
Look at that.
We both work out at the same gym.
Oh,
I had to do it.
Man, you got some nice ones. Did you get a Manzier with that or a bro?
Double D, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny that me and Fabio work out at the same gym to this day, and we both get the same amount of women. So it's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, Roger gives you those eyes.
Well, I stopped. You said a family show, so there was like 2 jokes I had, and I left them.
Wait, so Raj, do you also do stand up? Because you're extremely funny.
Oh, yeah, I've never loved a woman the way I love you, except for Brad, of course. I did stand up for 3 or 4 years, a big improv background. I don't do stand up much anymore. I did a thing at the Groundlings not too long ago. But the problem is I had great presence and the suckiest act of all time. My act sucked. And my very good friend, a guy named Larry Jacobson, who's one of the most brilliant joke writers of all time. We would do gigs, and he wrote for Letterman, Leno. He wrote Rodney Dangerfield jokes, famous jokes. So he'd get up on stage, and he had terrible stage fright. So he had no presence in this insane material. And he'd get up at the Comedy Store and go, one joke, it killed. And he'd go, "Where are you from?" "Cleveland." "Good night." And he'd run off stage because he couldn't handle it. Me, I get up on stage and go, "Hey, where's everybody from?" "Okay." "Oh, great. Okay." 2 guys walk into a bar, and they're like, "Oh." So,
oh God.
Yeah.
Roger, let me ask you, take us back to when it all started. How old were you when you started in the business? Why did you always want to be an actor, voiceover? I mean, God, I mean, you've done so much. Can you take us back why you did it? No, can't do that.
I really don't like talking
CIA?
about
Is that? Oh, that's in one of Trump's boxes. Is that right?
That's right.
Ooh,
I got a real good Trump, and then I'll tell you about maybe one. But I do have a Trump story that most people don't know about. I mean, there's a lot of them, and I know your finger story. My brother, who passed on, was on Primetime Live, and
Judd Rose.
Thank you. And he did a story on Trump back in the day about how, I know this is shocking, how he lied about his income and real estate and all that other stuff. So he found out that my brother was gonna. He found out my brother was gonna expose him on this stuff, and he invited my brother to a party. And so my brother because he said, "I want to talk to you." So my brother takes his wife, and the elevator door opens, and there's Trump standing with a bunch of models. And he goes, "Hey, Judd, I'm so glad you're here." "Oh, I'm glad you're here." And he goes, "Who's this?" And he goes, "This is my wife." He goes, "You brought your wife with all these hot chicks here?" And my brother's wife said, "We're leaving." They turn around and laugh.
Oh, well, if you're going to tell yours, I got to tell mine.
Oh, I thought you told this on the
Striptease premiere. I took my beautiful grandma, and Lauren and I have one connection, our beautiful grandmas.
By the way, his grandma and I.
Yeah. And God, you bet.
I might be your dad. I might be your daddy.
Our last podcast. So I'm at the Striptease premiere in
Ida is her name? What's her name?
Who, Marla Maples?
No, your grandma.
My Helen Klein. Helen.
Okay, sorry.
Klein. Yeah. I think you guys met each other way back in the day.
I told you we met.
And she said, "Stay away from him."
No, she didn't. She went.
She liked you. She said, "He's a very nice Jewish boy."
I could be your daddy. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Marla Maples runs up to me at the New York premiere of Striptease with Demi Moore and says, Brad, oh my God, you were the greatest. And my buddy is standing right next to me. She goes, "Oh, that was fantastic. That was the greatest movie. Congratulations. You're the best." I go, "Thank you." She goes, "I want you to meet my husband, Donald Trump." And he's standing right next to her. And he wasn't looking at me when I was talking to him. He was looking to see who was looking at him. Surprise. And so I go, "Mr. Trump, nice to meet you." And I put up my hand like this. Let's see. Okay. And he grabs my 2 fingers right here, goes like this, and leans in and says, "You just had a brush with greatness, kid." And he walks away. This is a true story. And Marla gives me one of those, like, "That's my husband, Donald."
Lauren, you never knew that?
And then I got one other thing.
He dines on that story every minute.
No one knows he had small hands. Believe it or not. I don't know if anybody knew that when he grabbed my 2 fingers right there.
That's what Helen did with me. She said, "Grab my finger," and it made a noise. That's all.
Oh, you're bringing that one back too? Oh my God. Thanks, Raj. Raj, what was your first gig way back in the day? How old were you when you started in the business? How old?
Which business are we talking about?
The show business.
Oh, show business. My parents went in a log cabin. No, my parents are both broadcasters. My mom was on National Public Radio in Chicago. There's a radio studio named after her at WBEZ in Chicago, where they do Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me and all that. And my dad was one of the first confrontational radio talk show hosts. And he was on KGO, KMPC, KFI, all here in California. They didn't really get along. They were divorced when I was very young. So
really,
which doesn't affect me. Anyway, so I was always, doing voice and broadcasting and things of that sort. So even when I was a kid, I was around studios and I did like little kid stuff. And, it's not worth telling. It was just like some voiceovers and stuff. One was at a mission, like some religious thing. And, and then they try to sell you, God, and I'm Jewish. Discount is my God. Leave me alone. But I kid, but I don't kid.
I love it.
And so I always was in the business one way or another, but not until out of high school and stuff. And I went to a lot of acting schools and junk. But, I guess probably my very first on camera for our mutual agent was Pioneer Fried Chicken.
Oh,
the Monday night NFL deal.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Doug Ely got you a Pioneer Chicken commercial?
Doug got me a commercial. This is actually, I like this because this is one of the Doug got me a commercial when cell phones first really were big. And it was where you go and audition as Lauren, and you just go in and you don't, it's like you do it, you don't think about it, because if you do, you'll go crazy. And I book it and I show up to the set and it's me in going 10,000 more orders, and it was just a complete ass. I mean, it was terrible. So I call our agent and I said, look, dude, I can't do this. This is going to be all over TV. People are going to see me. I'm going to be made fun of. It's really embarrassing, because it was really cheesy. It was like, hey, all that stuff. He goes, you're a professional. You took this job and you have to do it. And no one's going to see it. They bought time on all the morning shows. So literally I'd walk down the street, people would go, hey, and all this kind of stuff. So I was mortified. Doug is laughing, our agent.
Oh, that's funny.
He calls me up because it was only a 13-week run. He calls me because, well, they want to pick it up. I said, no. I said, it's not going to happen. And he goes, how much would it cost to do this? Now, remember, this is back then, and I had no money, and I still don't. And he said, how much? And I said, something ridiculous, just forget it. And I think scale was like $400 or something. I said $10,000. He goes, I'll call you right back. Calls me back 60 seconds later. You got it. And so then when people would go, hey, I go, hey.
So what you're saying is, as an actor, it's okay to say no or go 10,000.
Well, what's the line as far as this? What the theme of this isn't the theme of the show? Underwear or no underwear? No, I'm sorry. It's starting out.
How to start?
What's the? I'm sure we've all learned this in acting class. The only power a performer and really anybody in life has is yes or no.
Yes.
And do you want the job? Do you not want the job? It's the only time you have power.
I agree.
And I did a show for MSNBC. Speaking of Trump, a terrible, terrible man. He's passed away. A guy named Roger Ailes. I got hired by him. And my politics, if you haven't guessed, are a little to the left. And he's the one who started Fox and all that. And he started MSNBC, which some people don't know. And they offered me my own show, but I had to move to New York, and I didn't want to do it. And they kept, but he wanted me, because the more I said no, the more I said, I'm Jewish. I'm to the left. You don't want me. I am the last guy you want.
Right.
He kept offering me more. And I literally,
oh my goodness.
You never learn this kind of stuff. So they said, what would it take? I said, stuff that is completely unreasonable. They shouldn't hire me. It's wrong. Well, what would it take? I want my own time. I want to pick my time slot. I want 12 round trip tickets back and forth to LA. I want this amount of money. I want this. 5 minutes later, I got it.
Wow.
But I can't swear on this, right?
No.
Sure. Go ahead. We've done everything else.
Well, I mean, it's not in a so what the thing is, that this is the lesson of this. They hated me. He was such an egomaniac that he had to hire me, because he had to prove to everyone he could hire me.
Oh my
so they gave me this pay or play deal of death, which I knew I would last 9 months, which is exactly what I did. And they canned me, but they still had to pay me. But I walked into his office to say, well, sir, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm on 5 nights a week, 1 hour live across cable and everything.
Wow.
And he goes, let me tell you something, Rose. I checked you out. I stood toe to toe with presidents, so don't ever fuck with me. And I went,
wow,
nice to be here, sir. That was my welcome to MSNBC.
Wow, he's a tough guy, man. Tough guy.
Oh, he was there's 2 movies about him and everything. And
yeah, I know, I've seen
everything was that I witnessed was it's the only time I ever witnessed anti-Semitism in show business, because it's very tough.
Sure. At least Mel Gibson loves us.
Yeah, that's right.
Let me ask you this. You have been one of my favorites since I met you. You are such a nice guy. And it's so funny, Lauren, when you're when you have a friend, doesn't Lauren look beautiful? She always does, but look at her.
She's babe. She's babe. I was expecting her to be some withered woman or something, and she's like a serious babe.
No, she's smart. You know what's great about her?
I figured she was gonna not drink much fluids. GPA. She look all dry and not at all. Great.
Like a 3.9, adorable, funny.
3.9.
She's the ultimate package. Okay,
back
to
10, baby, 10 plus.
Yeah. Thank you, Brett.
Back to your hair piece. No, I mean your career. You, sir, from the day I met you, we lost touch. We picked up where we left off. That's what I love about friends and people. When we met at that deli, man, it was like no time had passed. It was like,
who doesn't love you?
No, but you, buddy, we're having a love festival.
You, babe, I adored you. No, I only have eye for you. When Irish eye is smiling. No.
Is that Peter Falk? Was that Peter Falk?
No, that would be more this way.
Oh,
these are old. These are old.
Roger, let me ask you about your characters. How do you go about creating all these characters you do?
For cartoons or on camera or
everything? You have so many. How do you do it?
Well, did you ever see this movie, the Wrecking Crew, about all the musicians in the 60s that did all those things? Ever see that movie?
Yeah.
It's really cool. Where basically they did I Got You, Babe, and they did all the Beach Boys, and they only had an hour to do these songs, and they ended up doing hundreds of hit songs. So like there was a really cool lady who's this bass player, and she's the one who came up with the and that was just on the spot, for Boots Are Made for Walking or any of these songs, the Monkees, all those 60s songs. If if you've heard them ever, I don't know if you know. Anyway, but if you saw that movie, The Wrecking Crew, that's how it is with animation. Animation, if you got the chops, like my buddy Billy West, Jess Harnell, Jim Cummings, those are my pals. That's Winnie the Pooh, Crash Bandicoot, the Red M&M, all those guys. There's a movie that we all did, by the way, which you guys should watch. She's gone. What happened?
No, I'm here. My
Red M&M. Goodbye. She likes green M&M.
Oh, well, I don't know who plays the green M&M.
Who does the green M&M voice? Do you know?
I know that what's his face does the yellow M&M, the guy from the bald guy from
what? Okay, let me ask you this. Yeah. What of all your favorite?
Well, wait, can I finish this answer, please? You even listen to what people say.
Right. Son of a story?
No, just basically the Wrecking Crew, they'd say, here's the thing, go for it. And that's where I get my characters from my improv background. And also just the fact is they say, okay, you are an evil scientist. There's a camp, something or other, a cartoon I'm on. I don't even remember the name. And I'm an evil scientist guy at a camp, a kid's camp. So they show me a drawing of it. I have to come up with a character. And so I look at just, the other characters, and I try to come up with what is going to tickle your funny bone, what's going to be fun. And then, you draw upon people, and you just do Brad every day. And
of course.
Can you do Brad? Can I see you do Brad?
Can you do me?
You are the greatest. Let me see. How can I do Brad? Come on, everybody. I can't do it. Let me sit. Let me think. Lauren, let's see.
That was good.
That was not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah,
Lauren, you are a 4.2.5. You'd be the other half, but my grandmother. Never mind. I don't.
No, that's going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
And nowhere. It wasn't even funny.
I know it was. I didn't even know where you were going.
Not like your hat.
I love my hat. I'm going to wear it so much. I'm going to get every penny out of it I spent.
Yeah.
Roger, you
takes the hat off. Steve
has an amazing career, and you still are working like a fiend. I want to know the greatest role or the greatest on camera you ever had. working with somebody you admired, somebody you really liked? It was like they paid you, but you would have done it for free.
Well, I mean, the obvious answer is the movie I had the lead in, which is called Ski Patrol. And it was me, Martin Mull, Ray Walston, George Lopez, Paul Feig, Steve Heitner, Leslie Jordan. And that would be the obvious. I was the lead in the movie, and it was from your friends who made Police Academy. Every day was just, we shot up in Utah. Every day was amazing. I was really thrilled with Ray Walston. Lauren, you wouldn't know who he is, but he was a very famous actor from years before.
Mr. Hand
from Yes. And he told me that I talked to him about all those things. And he was really great. Little side story. He informed us that he had herpes of the eyes. Now, remember, we're in snow area, so, you have to wear sunglasses, but he would wear sunglasses with gaffer's tape, like duct tape on the inside. So it was basically blindfold. So he'd sit there with these big sunglasses, and you go up to him and he wouldn't acknowledge you because you couldn't see, because it was all duct tape, because he said the sunlight would hurt his herped eyes. And so we would, of course, being the adults we were, stand in front of him going,
Oh no.
Yes. On that movie, Paul Feig, as Brad knows, we've seemed to have had brushes with greatness with big director producers. Paul Feig was just like this goofy, nerdy guy who played the goofy nerdy guy, and then I introduced him to his wife Lori, and the rest is history on that.
Oh, that's so cool. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know. I was hired for something from Universal where he came back, and he was a tour guide. That was his first job when he came to LA.
That was my first job.
That was your job too?
I got I did it not because I wanted to, because I knew I would get it. So I got Thanksgiving Christmas relief, my very first job. It was not fun. Everybody in the break room is doing a performance, and I wanted to get canned. I just wanted to get unemployment. So you're given the tour, and they watch you like a hawk over there because they don't want to get in trouble. And the guy, you go, "Are there any questions?" And the guy goes, "How much does the studio weigh?" I swear, he asked me this. How much does the studio weigh? I said, "As much as your wife, sir." I was gone.
You did not.
I was gone. I was out.
No, you did not. Oh no.
I was out. Which I was really glad. I wanted unemployment.
You wanted out. That's a good out, man. That's a real good out.
Well, you had to do something. There was a guy who was gay, and he wanted the same thing. So he did a tour where he basically outed every actor for his tour. I wish I had been on that.
Wow.
It was so much fun. Not. Such and such shot this year. He's gay. He's gay.
No, he did.
Yeah, he did. It was so much. It was so funny.
And now he's running Universal.
Probably.
That's amazing, right?
Probably, yeah. But this whole thing was. We're live. There's people watching us.
Yeah. Believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. Oh, I'm sorry. This is all about how to get started, right? This is all about how to
get into the voiceover world.
Yeah, I'll answer that. But the thing is that one thing I can tell you, which is really weird, is that you got to aim high. And this, I'm actually being serious here. Mm-hmm. I said and again, what's really weird is Brad knows all these people, the Dougs and all these other people of the world. I said, if I could just star in a movie, if I could just have the main part in a commercial, if I could just get a cartoon series, if I would just say, and I put that out there, I got every single one, but you need to be focused. I said, if I could be in a commercial, I'm in that stupid cell phone commercial, but I was in a commercial. I said, can I be in a movie? I was the lead in a movie that's pretty, it's okay, but and then I did a lot of cheesy movies. But the point is that I needed to say, I want to be in a blockbuster. I want to have this insane role, blah, blah. You need to focus your dream. And in voiceovers, I got some really big cartoon series because I did focus on that, but it never stops. If you focus and you really center on it, the biggest mistake that everybody makes in any job is, I just want to work, or I want to be you. There's a guy, again, Lauren, I'm sorry, named Dick Clark, who was the Ryan Seacrest of his day. Yes. And it's a long story, but I got to know him. And one day I'm sitting there and he goes, who is Roger Rose? And I said, well, I want to be the host. I want to be the producer. And and he goes, and that's your problem, Roger. I don't know who the hell you are. Tell me who you are. I can help you.
See? And let me tell you about Roger. He doesn't just do what he says. He does what he says he does to do. He has helped a friend of mine, Mr. Dave Linden, a very, very amazing voiceover artist.
What? No.
Yeah, you have directed him in different ways, and
well, that's the, in the words of Sean Connery, that's the Chicago way. I'm from Chicago.
He's from Chicago. Dave Linden's from Chicago. Very talented guy.
I've taken the Linden L in Chicago.
Yeah. It's all about giving back. Don't you think? You have success.
Boy, I agree with that 100%. I never forget the people that have helped me, and I make an effort to always help. But here's what I've learned recently in the last 10 years. And this is this person asking about voiceover.
George. Sorry.
There's this voiceover guy named Frank Welker. Do you know him, Brad?
Yes, I've heard his name.
He is. Oh, I got to tell you one quick thing, if I may, about Frank. Frank is the most amazing voiceover guy there is. He is the Gremlins and Gremlins. He's every monster, every voice, everything. He's Scooby-Doo. He's yeah, hey Scoob, the blonde guy, whatever his name is. He's been around forever. He's almost 80, and he's the most brilliant voiceover guy. And he did something for me. This is just what you're telling, and this isn't a true story. Long time ago. No, I was doing a movie called The Five Heartbeats, Robert Townsend movie. Great and movie. I had a very small role, but I had a nice role in it. And I'm doing it. And then I get a call from my agent. You have to go to CBS right now. And I'm like, well, I can't. I'm doing this movie. So I went to Townsend. I said, they want me over at CBS. I don't even know what's going on. I go to the president of the network, and there's this office of all these executives. This is just to show you what people do. There's all these executives. This is an absolutely true story. And, I'm sitting there. And they dyed my hair black, and it was like this paste, and so it kept cracking off. So I looked like some nutbag. Anyway, so they're all looking at me like I was the second coming, and I couldn't figure it out. And they offered me my own network TV show, 4 guaranteed on the air, without anything. They just said, "Would you like to do it?" I'm like, "Okay." I walk out. The producer comes up, puts his arm around me. He said, "Do you know how you got this?" And I go, He said, Frank Welker was screen testing. He was in the middle of screen testing, cameras, lights, the whole thing. In the middle of the screen test, he stopped. He said, "I'm not the guy for this. The guy for this is a guy named Roger Rose. Call him." And they said, "Great, just finish the screen test." He said, No, I'm not the guy. I have the guy for you. Call Roger Rose." The network was so blown away by someone actually doing that they just hired me on the spot.
Oh my
wow.
goodness. That
lasted 4 episodes, and I bought my first house with it.
Wow.
Oh my God. Wait, was it a talk show?
No, it was called Small Talk. It was like kids say the darndest thing. It was 1 hour on Friday nights on CBS.
Oh my goodness.
Including Bruno Mars dressed as Elvis.
Are you still friends with Frank?
Frank? Frank is my hero. Frank is my mentor. I adore the ground he walks on. And I sort of digress, but anybody who wants help, I try. But the problem is that, especially in voiceover, 99.9% of the people, Lauren has mites. 99% of the people, they say, "Oh, I want to do voiceover. and they never really do the work. They never do the follow-up. So now I used to really help people out per Frank. Now I start them. And if they don't do whatever they're supposed to do, then I just stop, because it's like,
how do you start them? What do you do to start?
I send them to a voice class, and I said, starting voice class. If they first spend the money, which is not that much, it's like $300. There's voice classes. I would recommend you could do it online because of COVID and everything. Like, it doesn't matter where you are. Voicecaster.com. Use my name. Tell them Roger sent you. Kelly.
Hey.
There's a lot of other voice coaching. Do it from LA. Don't do it. There's a lady named Tina Marasco who's unbelievable, if you want to look her up. But if they can't get through one class, or not one class, it's usually 6 classes. And I said, take the class, call me back. 99% of them never call me back because they never take the class, or they take it and they realize they suck.
Well, what do you learn in the class? Like, what do you work on?
Basics and fundamentals. How to handle a microphone. How to
use your voice.
Use your voice. How to read. How to read the script. How to understand how to break down a script. How to emote. Do all that stuff. You need to. As performers, there's mechanics that you have to get down. And most people can't do it. And so once they take a class and they realize that they can't do it, that's the end of that. And if they can't do it, then we go to the next step.
That's a perfect example. My friend Dave Linden, he's been in the business 20 plus. He's still going to the gym and keeping his muscles strong. And you saw that in him, and you said, "I'm going to help this guy."
And by the way, I'm going to get a coaching class next week from Tina, because things change every month. Things are different. That you have to listen to the ground and see what's going on. And anybody who thinks that they know it all, they don't.
No.
Somebody just asked, do you see Cleveland, Ohio becoming the next Hollywood?
I
don't know.
I actually think Passaic is the Hollywood of the East. Cleveland rocks. There's another example of somebody who does something really nice. Watch how I segue out of that one. Diedrich Bader, who's on.
He's great.
Oh, I was Superman to his Batman on Batman Brave and Bold, and I've worked with him on he's does all these great cartoons, and of course, Better Things.
Congeniality 2 with me. Oh my God, what a guy!
What a guy! So during that time, Drew Carey, he used to be on the Drew Carey Show, takes over for Bob Barker on The Price is Right. I said, "Oh boy, I'm trying to get in there to see if I could be the announcer." And he goes, "Well, let me call Drew for you." He picked up the phone and called Drew for me. And Drew said, "My best friend's going to be the announcer, so don't even try."
Yeah.
And then I said to him, I said to him, "But this is what makes people good people." Yes. I said, "That's so nice of you." He goes, "Well, you're my friend. Why wouldn't I do that?"
Because people don't do that. They don't want to be responsible.
He is a mensch of menschdom. I can't tell you.
It's all about giving back. And by the way, the people that you start out in the foxhole, and then you get out of the foxhole, you bring them along for the ride.
And the thing is that lots of times it's impossible. They just say no, and you can only do what you can do.
Yeah, but
at least try. That's all I ask. Try, and then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Like my friend Dave Linden, I have a restraining order against him now. It's just
it's
tremendous. Yeah, well, you know why? Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you some advice, because I have gone to so many voice classes and even my acting coaches, and I'm always trying to get my voice lower. What are your tips for getting your voice lower?
That's why I keep telling her why. Yeah.
Well,
okay,
my acting teachers.
Lauren, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to give you a voiceover lesson right now. Lauren, I once got a call. What's your middle name, by the way, Lauren?
Francesca.
Oh, hence the that's funny, because that's my middle name, which is weird. Anyway, or Frank. Anyway, I got it called one day. I always like this, but this is the best example. I'd like you to do the voice of a lawn. Would you please do the voice of a lawn? It could be Scott's grass? What it could be, but not with the drought. I wanted full green grass lawn.
Lauren.
Oh, you're asking me to do it?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Lauren, are you on the show?
I thought somebody called him and asked him.
No, I'm asking you. Someone did call me, but I'm asking you to do the voice. They asked me to do the voice of a lawn. I'm asking you to do the voice of a lawn. This goes to your deep voice thing.
Oh, but I don't think I don't know if a green grass lawn. I don't know.
A fully alive lawn, freshly shorn.
No, please don't mow me. So would that be the lawn saying that? Or please don't.
Yeah, that's not bad, but say, hello, I'm a lawn.
Hello, I'm a lawn.
Okay, that's actually not bad.
Or I could be a more feminine lawn. I don't know.
Let me hear that.
Hello, I'm a lawn.
That's not feminine. That's more like Disney. Hi. More feminine would be, hi, I'm a
lawn.
Well, that's a sexy lawn.
That's a sexy lawn.
Here's the thing. Here's my voice of the lawn. Hello, I'm a lawn. Tell me I'm wrong. And for you to have a deep voice, that's not who you are. So you are putting on something that you are not, that there are 8,000 people who have a deeper female voice than you do. So why, and they do it better because it's natural. So stick with who you are, do what you do, because honestly, I can do a French accent, but there's way more better people that can do a much better French accent than I can. So yeah, if you need me to be a French guy, whatever, fine. But there's somebody who could do it better. So stick to what you are, not what you think you are. Now, when you do a cartoon character, it's like I once was told I do a great, and I'm not making this up, I do a great Abraham Lincoln. And I literally left the studio going, how would you know that? You know, right? So, but it was like, all I did is I went, well, you know, I've heard other people, you know, do like, you know, what's his face, Mark Twain and all that. So I just gave him a little bit of this in there, but I kept him. I didn't go, I'm Abraham Lincoln. I just went, I'm Abraham Lincoln and blah, blah, blah. That was my Abraham Lincoln. Tell me I'm wrong. But it just was, I wasn't putting on a full on.
You were real. You were real. You were grounded.
Right. But anyone who sits there trying to sound here or sound here, it's over. That help?
I've always told actors, find out who you are. I'm the sidekick. I'm the great sidekick. I'm not a leading man. I am the sidekick. I'm the best friend. Lauren is the greatest friend, hot friend, but she's a friend and she's sweet and she delivers when she is Lauren Francesca. I'm telling you.
Well, she has a friendliness in her voice, which is what in commercials voiceover you want. The mistake that most people make in voiceover, by the way, is they all think which is from back before even Greg and I were doing stuff, was Brad. I'm sorry, I just said Greg.
You called me my brother?
Yeah, sorry.
I love my brother. That's a
Brad. Sorry, Brad.
He's a real actor and a real star. I'm a D actor.
No, you're the A plus. He's just a spaz with a bad beard. All right. Anyway, this was before, I mean, even before our time, where, you know, everyone thinks that the announcer is like this.
Right.
That's so gone. That is so passe. Ancient. Nobody wants that. Yeah. Nobody.
What would you say is in now? What is
what? Oh, I had to.
I love the spit.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
What's in now? What sells? Who's getting the gigs? I mean, is it just the everyday guy again, everyday girl? What is going on here?
Well,
I mean, honestly, it should be, because they should have done that 100 years ago.
Real is
a rainbow, not a white guy. Like
real is what sells, to the point of, I almost think, stupidity. I was, knock on wood, and I still, knock on wood, get to do a little bit. I was the voice of CBS for many years, NCIS or NCIS, and
Wait,
The Big Bang Theory.
Give us one. What did you do for many years for CBS?
Sheldon's out for a real good time, but will the girls? Blah blah blah. Tonight on The Big Bang Theory, only on CBS. Or DiNozzo's out to be killed. Who will survive? NCIS tonight on CBS. You know, that kind of stuff.
That's
anyway,
great.
But the thing is now is because they're trying to go real, it's getting a little ridiculous. And it's gotten to the point where now they're like going, you know, NCIS tonight. Okay, wake up. But no one cares. We're just wallpaper, you know.
Right. But I do like the diversity. Everybody gets a shot. You know, that's the most important thing.
Do I know Joe Gazzaldo? Yes, I do. I know his wife very well. I love his wife, Peggy Jo.
Who is Joe? Tell us who Joe is.
Joe Gazzaldo. I'm from Chicago. He's a really good Chicago actor. One of the big time Chicago ilk. Really nice man. But forget him. His wife is the cool one, Peggy Jo Jacobs. She's such a great voiceover person, great actress. She played Lucille Ball one time. She's great. She's a real character, and they live back and forth in Chicago. Gazzaldo's a cool dude.
Let me ask you one question we have on How to Start, show number 93. Is what was your first job as a kid? Not show business. Did you work at McDonald's, Burger King?
Dominic's grocery store as a bag boy. And again, remember I said to you about stand-up personality?
Right.
I was a bag boy for 2 weeks, and the lady comes up to me and goes, "We'd like you to be the front manager." I go, "I'm 16. And she goes, "Right, but you're real personable." And I go, and there's all these 40-year-old, you know, Chicago ladies that are all sitting there with the ashes hanging down on their cigarettes. And they're like, you know, who's this little pisher over there? And I said, "I don't want this job, please." And they said, "No." And so I'm sitting there giving orders to cashiers. I'm 16, and then my best buddy from school is the bag boy, and I had to make him clean up barf, and then I quit. I couldn't handle it. I can't handle if it's my job that I like to do. I'll do whatever it takes. But if it's something I don't like, I get all uncomfortable.
That is so cool. Here's another question, Lauren.
Does Raj know Bonnie Gordon or Xander Jenneret?
No, but I had that with Rice the other night. And I don't know either of those people. Sorry.
Roger doesn't even know me. I don't even know what he's
I don't know who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sure if I saw their picture, I'm terrible with names. I know faces, but those names, I don't know them. Sorry.
Roger, do you have anything coming up that we should know about? Anything to promote?
Well, on Netflix, there's, which I don't think your audience is interested, called Monkey with a Tool Belt. I'm Neil Ostrich, your beak on the street. That's on Netflix. And I just did Clone High, which is with Will Forte. That was really fun. That was, amazing, one of those amazing casts. That was real cool. And I'll be at the Hollywood, West Hollywood Police Station going, Miss? No, that's Don Rickles. Good night. No. And I got other stuff. I a lot of games I'm doing. Every game is this. I will get to the bridge of blah, blah, blah. And so, I don't even, people will say to me, you did this game and there's a game. Oh, I can't tell you the name of it. I'll be killed. My daughter said to me, Dad, there's all these people tweeting you about this game. And I go, well, I didn't do that. She goes, yes, you did. I said, no, I didn't. And then she played it for me. And I went, oh yeah, I guess I did. So,
oh my, you forgot what you did.
Well, because it was games are so tedious. I love it. I love doing games.
You forget what you do. That's how busy you are.
Somebody asked if you do any books. Do you narrate books?
No, books are probably the hardest thing to do. Very costly for the people who do it, and very time consuming. And actually, somebody just asked me to do a book the other day. I did it as a favor for them, and we got through one chapter, and then he got the bill, and he went, "Never mind." Books are probably I'd say the hardest voiceover I ever had was I got to do a week on The Price is Right, right before what's his face, Bob Barker retired. Yeah, I punched him, and he was about 80 something. It's on the internet.
Did you Will Smith him? Will Smith him?
I slapped him like nobody. And so this was really towards the end. And I got polyps on my vocal cords. Of course, the week I did this, I was on steroids, and I only last 3 shows because my voice went out. The toughest job. It's 30 pages. You don't stop. It was unbelievable. And they said to me, do not talk to Bob unless spoken to. So that's real tough when you're going, isn't that right, Bob? I mean, you're right. He was actually very, very nice.
Is it true about representation?
And he neutered me, which is, because he's spayed.
Wow. That must have been painful.
Well, he says spay and neuter your pets. So
on your bio, I was researching you because I don't know you too well. Is it true that earlier in your career, your manager was Reuben Kincaid? That you and the Partridge Family he represented?
You don't want me to tell you that story. I told you that story.
Yeah. Oh no! Do not tell that story. I forbid you to tell that story.
I'm scared now. I don't know the story.
But I will tell you this. No, you just remind me of this. So there was this guy. I was at an audition, on-camera audition. This was years ago, and I was telling Brad that I did all these Universal shows like Airwolf and Knight Rider and all these shows. I was always the misunderstood kid. And I'm in this audition at Universal, and there's this guy saying, man, you're the greatest. He kept talking to me, telling me he's a manager and he was there for one of his clients and I should really consider being managed by him. So I said, okay, great. And he said, but you can't get a hold of me until 1 p.m. But I'll get you in first to all auditions. So for a couple of weeks, he was getting me into some auditions and stuff. And then I get called back and they want me for this job. And I have to call him before 1 p.m. He won't answer. There's no answer. I can't get a hold of him. I finally make if this is an emergency, dial this number. I make an emergency call. He calls me. He's a postman, and his shift ends at 1 p.m. And he's going, I'm at the dock. I'm like, you're a postman? He said, that's how I get your auditions. I'm the first to deliver them.
Wow.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Postman by day, manager by night.
Yeah.
Is he still a manager?
I doubt it. I think he's doing
my
4 to 5 up in
Did he
San
do?
Quentin.
Did he do good for your career? Did he? help
No,
you
he, you know, because he didn't know how to negotiate. He didn't know how to do anything. He knew how to drop off a package.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, Roger, this has been so much fun. The stories can go on forever. Would you ever consider writing a book about your career?
If someone wants to pay me big bucks.
I mean, you got great stories, man. I heard some at the deli, baby.
I didn't get to tell you my Steven Seagal story.
Oh, I want to hear it.
Okay, why don't you do me this solid? End with Steven Seagal for this. We're going to bring you back for Roger Rose too.
Yeah.
But we want to hear the Steven Seagal story. Go for it.
It's not really dirty, but it involves body parts. Is that okay?
Okay.
Well, he's a martial artist, supposedly.
Yes. Steven Seagal was one of the biggest movie stars of the 90s. And I was on VH1. I was one of the first VJs on VH1. I had my own show, and he came on, and he's not a very nice man, but for whatever reason, he loved me. He loved me. Wow. And I made fun of him. I made fun of his hair. I made fun of, and he just thought I was the greatest. So I don't know what that says, because he's considered to be the worst guest host on SNL and all that. But for whatever reason, he loved me. So 2 years later, I'm doing the legendary film Ski Patrol. I'm on the back lot of Warner Brothers. This is a good story. That's why I want to tell it. I'm on the back lot of Warner Brothers. I'm walking by the lunch area. I hear, Roger, Roger. Now, remember, this guy was a huge movie star at this point. And he's sitting at this lunch table with a bunch of ladies, and he's waving me over. I'm going, oh, my God, he remembers me. I only had him on my show once and everything. So I walk over. I go, hey. He goes, you know, I was just telling these ladies about you. What I really respect about you is you popped a chick right before you interviewed me. I went, what? He goes, yeah, you had a cum stain on your pants.
Oh,
can I keep them on the story?
I guess
that's as dirty as it gets.
That's Roger, dirty. This will be our last show. Thank you.
If you don't want me to go further, that's as dirty as it gets.
No.
Oh, Roger. If that's as dirty as it gets, it's fine.
Okay, so I go, no. I said, no, I'm a real idiot. It was probably a bagel and cream cheese. I didn't. No. And he's saying this to these ladies. You popped a chick before you interviewed me, and that's why I respect you. So now I knew why he liked me. And I said, I'm telling you, it was a bagel. I wasn't that. And then I realized that all these women don't know him, and they're like they want to kill him, and they get up and leave. So I was like, nice to see you. And that was it. A year later, again on the Warner Brothers lot, there he is.
No.
And he goes, and I walk up to him because now I'm all like, okay. And I go, hey, Steven, how are you, buddy? And he just turns away.
Oh,
and I go,
no.
And so then we're there for a little bit of time, and I walk up to him again. And I go, excuse me, Mr. Seagal. I don't know if you remember me. You were on my VH1 show on Roger. And he does this. He goes, people think I have a bad memory. I remember you all the way down to the stains on your pants.
Oh, no, please, no. Oh, yes.
And I have an addendum to the story, and then we'll go. I'm at the ESPYs 2 years later in the after party. He's across the room.
Oh, no.
Now, by this time, his career is going this way. He's across the room in a Nehru jacket, sort of bloaty, and he waves to me. I wave to him, and he points to his crotch and gives me one of these.
No, he doesn't. Oh, gosh.
That's why he liked me.
Sense of humor. Yeah, he has a sense of humor.
Oh, my God.
I didn't do anything.
I've heard horrible stories about him, and this was even better. Oh.
I mean, what's great is, I'd take credit for it if it was true, but it simply wasn't.
Right. But it really was cream cheese. Come on.
Yeah, I spill everything all over myself.
Lock spread.
Yeah, I'm at Spaz.
Roger Rose, this has been a true delight.
Yes.
I really, I figured out one thing. I see and heard another side of you today, which I really enjoyed. And Lauren, what do you think of Roger Rose?
He's a 10.
He's a 10,
baby. 10 plus.
Roger, thank you. We're going to be
very much
for you. We're going to
you guys are great.
On the show.
Can we promote your Instagram and your website? What's on your website? Can you tell us what's
just Steven Seagal clips? Oh, I didn't even tell you. I did Girls 5 Eva. Guess who I played?
Who?
Steven Seagal.
Oh God!
They did a really funny episode where they watch Steven Seagal movies, and what he says is how they act on their lives. So they're sitting there on a laptop, and then they cut to it, and it's me saying, show business is my life and all this kind of stuff.
My God. And then you see him standing in Russia, right? What a guy. What a fantastic.
How to get Steven Seagal's respect.
Note to self.
Very funny.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
I would love you to come on and do a Steven Seagal, Roger Rose movie, you know, a Big Brother, Little Brother.
No, he lives in Russia and he's against the United States.
Very
However, I used to loop what's his face, Schwarzenegger. That's a whole nother story, and we're taking your time. But basically, in voiceover, like I told you, be real. And I booked over everybody else because instead of me going like, I'm going to kill you, because I would put his voice in on his films when he couldn't make it, I just didn't act very good. I just kept everything very monotone and very dead. Nothing there, just and I met him. And I said, Governor, I loop you in movies. He goes, right, I look ugly and fat. I go, no, I just put my voice in for your voice. He goes, right. And when they see me and hear you on the screen, they go, oh, he looks ugly. He looks fat. I went, wow, are you firing on me? He goes, yes, I am. I go, cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's
Roger,
awesome.
we got to get the book. We got to get you back on the show. Wish you all the success.
Thank you.
Continued success, good health.
Yes. Follow the Roger Rose, right?
Right, and RogerRose.com.
And if you see Roger on the streets, do not approach him. Do not approach him.
Do not look at me in the eyes. Strictly just announce that you have a new car.
Exactly. You can say hello to Bob Barker, but you cannot say hello to Roger.
And I'll spay and neuter you. Thank you.
This is Brad Grunberg. That's Lauren Francesca. That's Roger Rose. This is How to Start. We'll see you next time. Show number 94 next time.
Yes.
Good night.
Night.
Thanks, you guys.